quick question. How many people in here remember X-Tree Gold? How about punch cards? Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about expectations and, objectives and expectations for migration to the cloud. And so with that in mind, in your experience, wait a minute, we got to introduce you.
We do. My name is Zubair Shaikh. I am a Senior Solutions Architect here with LogicWorks. We are a part of Cox Business. I'm ecstatic to be here in Charleston, such a beautiful city. This venue is amazing. Just a quick couple of slides here, and then we'll kind of get into the conversational piece of what we're here to speak about. So LogicWorks is a premier consultant, AWS partner, and Microsoft Azure expert MSP. We've been a premier partner with AWS since 2015, a Microsoft Azure MSP for about 20 years as well. We help our clients migrate and transform their workloads from brick and mortar data centers, on-premises data centers, make them more cloud ready, just so their applications are more modern. And I think migrations are a great path at kind of taking that journey over into cloud. Few benefits that you get from migrating to the cloud is obviously scalability is a big factor. COVID kind of taught us that lesson where restaurants in general got affected very deeply and heavily by lack of customer traffic. They needed to scale down just to kind of keep their infrastructure costs low. Accessibility, once COVID ended, we wanted to make sure that, accessibility is a big factor into making sure that their workloads are available, their data is available to where their customers are. Security and compliances, obviously we're dealing a lot with data, sensitive data, credit card data, things of that nature. Disaster recovery, again, hurricanes, climate change, things of that nature are happening more and more frequently, so we want to make sure that all of that is readily available. And migrations to the cloud is a really, really great way of doing that. And again, obviously, as mentioned earlier, AI brings a lot of operational efficiencies. We want to make sure that cost is a big factor in making sure that operational efficiencies get taken into account. So migrations is a great way of doing it. LogicWorks is a partner that has a mentality of doing with our customers. It's a very collaborative journey that we take our customers, especially in the restaurant businesses, FSRs, QSRs, to the cloud. So yeah, that's a couple of slides that I have. And if you guys have any questions, these are my details. Take a snapshot of that, and I think we'll kind of.
I got questions.
Yeah,
I got questions.
Absolutely. Awesome.
In terms of restaurants' objectives in moving to the cloud, what is it that you've encountered most often? Is it cost savings? Is it getting back to being a restaurant and not an IT shop?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great question. A lot of our restaurant customers do have cost efficiencies in mind. LogicWorks works with our hyperscaler partners like AWS and Microsoft to bring in funding options to make sure that not only are we modernizing the infrastructure for restaurants over to cloud, and we make the journey as seamless and easily accessible to them financially. The other aspect of migrating to the cloud is to right-size your environments, make sure that you're only consuming what's actually required as an infrastructure. So a couple of ways of doing that is obviously during the LogicWorks journey, we make sure that we assess the environments accurately, and then we use infrastructure as code to basically build out what's absolutely necessary and build it in a way that it's scalable to what the actual restaurant's demands are. So a lot of those, architectural designs, architectural best practices get applied to the overall migration journey. So I think from a LogicWorks Cox business perspective, we are a very, very collaborative company. We want to make sure that we're doing right by our customers, which is our restaurant partners. So we try to make that as seamless and easy as possible.
Okay. A lot of these guys have gone through this kind of thing before, but in terms of the expectations that a restaurant might have for How is this really going to impact that business? What kind of a timeline are we talking about for a migration like this? Is it going to disrupt day-to-day operations? What kind of things can you share with these guys that's been in your experience with
Yeah, absolutely.
some of your clients?
So the journey varies, right? Like obviously, not all restaurant chains are the same. There's, businesses and efficiencies that we cater to depending on what the actual application need is. Not all applications are built identical to one another, so the journey varies. However, the one thing that is a constant is that LogicWorks and Cox Business are your partner during that journey. We basically take a very white glove approach to making sure that these workloads are not only assessed in a very accurate and mathematical and scientific way, but also we take into account into efficiencies, both financial and infrastructure related efficiencies, to make sure that the journey to the cloud is as non-business impacting to the restaurant as possible. And again, a lot of those application journeys, whether we're doing a lift and shift or we're completely rewriting the application to be cloud native, varies depending on the restaurant chains and depending on the application. So there's a few variables to that, but LogicWorks is there to help guide the restaurant through this entire journey.
Typically, the encounters that you guys have are they more, it's a whole hog kind of migration, or are they just looking at specific solutions that they're looking to pull up that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I think boiling the ocean is never a great way to operate. We take a very scientific approach to make sure that the impact of a particular migration is as minimum as possible. So we want to make sure that we're not actually impacting any kind of day-to-day operations. We're doing either a migration-based timeline based on our customers' availability, geographic and regional requirements, things of that nature, just to make sure that there's no operational impact to what the actual core business of our restaurant partners are.
Okay. And these guys can contact you about reference accounts and things like that?
Absolutely, yeah. We are here to help. Please email me if you guys have any questions. This has been a fantastic crowd to speak to about migrations and the necessities of making sure that we not only modernize via a lift and shift over to cloud, but also try to make applications as cloud native as possible. So I appreciate everybody's time here. This is such a beautiful venue, so I'm very grateful to be here.
Okay, we can breathe now. We got like 8 seconds left.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate y'all.